Redstone Comparator. What on earth is this thing? Well, no need to cry about it, it's fine. This is probably the most difficult component in this menu that you could possibly get your head around. However, I'm going to help you do that in today's episode. Yo, what's going on, guys? Core here. Welcome back to another episode of Core's Redstone Guide. Today we are going to be looking at the comparator, one of Minecraft's more difficult components, and we're going to be talking about it in depth. Before we get into it today, peeps, I just want to show you one of the packs that we are going to be using today, courtesy of vanillatweaks.net. You can find this pack here. All it's going to allow me to do is see the power level without opening the F3 screen. As I will say at the start of every one of these episodes, please make sure you watch them in order of the playlist, and that way you don't miss out on any previous information that is very important, nay, crucial to the development of your redstone learning. So please go back, watch episode 1 and 2, and then come back to this if you want to learn about the comparator. Without further ado, let's go. So the first use of a redstone comparator is to take a output from a block. Now, depending on roughly normally how full a block is, and I will explain it later, the more signal strength it gives off. So you can see we've got a cake here, and we are detecting that cake, and a regular cake has an output of 14 signal strength. And you can see it does weaken over the distance. Now, if we start to eat this cake, you will see over there that the signal depletes every time we take a bit more. Now, that's because we are basically, every one of these cakes is worth less and less of a signal output until it goes down to 0. Other examples of blocks, as you can see behind me, are some of the following. We've got the cake example, of course, where it will decrease every single time you eat a bit. We've got a full chest that has, well, it's full of every item. You can see every slot is filled completely, so it gives out an output of 15. If we start to take some of these items out, then we'll see that this starts to drastically reduce. See if we can get a good angle of that. You can see as I'm taking these out, every 2 items that I take out, it will decrease the amount of redstone lamps that are on. Of course, an empty one will give an output of 0. If something is in there, then it will give an output of 1. And of course, one of my favorite ones that we can do is an item frame. The more you rotate an item in the item frame, the more output that it gives. And this is how we make redstone item frame combination locks. If you've ever seen this before. Very cool. I did want to come back through really quickly and just show you that this exact same thing should work regardless of if the block is in the way of it. So these comparators can actually grab the signal through the block, hence why this item frame thing works. This also works with cake though. If you wanted to grab the input through a wall, you can also do that. So for my trappers out there you go. There's another tool under your belt. Now there's a bunch of different things that you can do, such as the chests, such as item frames, such as lecterns on different page numbers, or skulk sensors detecting different noises. However, the main thing that comparators are for, hence the title, is comparing. What makes this quite different is that we have actually got 3 different sides that we can put power into. The back is still our main input, however, we have also got the left and the right as our other 2 inputs. And of course, our output always comes out the front. Now, using some of the different methods we've got over here, I'm going to provide some different signal strength into the different sides. So pay attention to how on this side, we've got an input of 9. And only when this input is more, the output will be off. So if we keep eating this cake until it goes below a signal strength of 9, then you will see that only then the output will turn on. And of course, it does give out the highest output. So it gets a 9 in, it can only put a 9 out. Now, of course, you can put this into a repeater, and then that will get you your 15 signal strength back. However, this is a fun way to compare 2 redstone values, and just to demonstrate that again, we'll do this. And there you go. Now, of course, anyone who's messed with comparators before will know that you can right-click it. And it makes that little noise. I don't know if you heard that. So that is now in what we call subtract mode. And what this does is it will subtract 2 inputs. We've got a side input of 12 and a back input of 14. And it does 14 minus the side input, 12. And that leaves us with 2. And you can see the more we do this, the more increments, of course. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And again, it can't put out more than it gets in. That's going to lead us to the end of this one. Again, a short one, and I really hope that what I just said all makes sense. It's a very complicated thing, so maybe watch it back a couple times. If not, consult the wiki, and that may be able to help you a bit more. And as the same as the repeater, this thing still works the exact same in Bedrock Edition. The only thing that may be slightly different is the timings, however, the key concepts are indeed the same. Anyway, peeps, if you did find it useful, yet again, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing, because it really helps me out a ton. And I will see you in the next episode, where we will cover redstone torches. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.